Hello and welcome to the Wicked Edition, Maze. Thank you for joining us for yet another classic episode of the show. I'm your host, Dr. Kingori, super producer, arguably the queen of unique Kenyan stories. Lynn Ngugi is in the house.
Asante sana.
We'll be talking to her in a bit. Kama kawaida, we have so much to talk about this week. Hata sijui tuanzie wapi, Maze. Sijui tuanzie na story ya how one of our favorite gospel musicians literally faced the music. We start with the unique case of a primary school where the head teacher locked out fellow teachers from accessing the school for coming to work late. Twende na the scuffle between blogger Robert Alai and musician Ringtone. Now, for those who have not seen the video, here's a snippet of what went down. Now, what is that blogger Robert Alai clobbered Ringtone with a rungu in road rage? If true, this marks Ringtone's second major hit after Pamela. Now, we do not support any form of violence at all. And I think there's a very worrying trend among Kenyans that of making fun of things that need to be treated seriously. Shortly after that story broke, people started making memes na rungu as a logo for Alai's party. Now, it's so weird how Wakenya wamenomalize kupigana rungu. Now, there's a section of Kenyans who called out Robert Alai for having a weapon in the car, wakisema that is sort of illegal, while others disagreed, claiming that it's a very normal thing. Hata huyo Ringtone ati angeingizwa kwa gari, watu watafute vizuri, awangekosa rungu. Now, other people think that all this was staged, but I don't think so. I don't think so especially after watching the video Ringtone did after treatment.
Nataka thank Wakenya wote ambao wameniombea after the assault and attack, and I want to thank the doctors of Kenyatta National Hospital for working on me.
I like how he thanked the doctors for saving him. Haters walizama na hiyo story. Tikuani ya kuangi ameokoka. Now, we are happy to hear that Ringtone has been discharged and we wish him a quick recovery, but we are still praying for his music career, which is still admitted. Now, Wakenya pia, saa zingine mchezange chini. At first, people didn't take the story seriously after watching the video because they thought he was releasing another song. Ngoma zake zote usandivo. Kelele. In other news, Baba tweeted his love for Major's new hit Tabia za Wakenya, and Kenyans were uncontainable. This was closely followed by a tweet by Siaya Senator James Orengo giving a shout-out to Mbogi Genje. Now, I'm not sure about Baba, but I believe James Orengo when he says he listens to Mbogi Genje. Kwa wale hawajui Mbogi Genje, here's a snippet ya kazi yao safi.
Wanana uongu mimbwekze ni maheadbad, atu wadungi na ukapi ni mangiso, leta blood clot tukupige kidi, tiang bania kibonga ni abugde.
Do you now believe that James Orengo listens to Mbogi Genje ama bado kuna mtu anauliza kama tuko na video waone? Well, here's the video to prove it.
In English, if you use a pronoun or a noun before a verb
Wanana uongu mimbwekze ni maheadbad,
and is followed by a noun,
atu wadungi na ukapi ni mangiso.
that verb is a function of the pronoun or the noun before the verb
Leta blood clot tukupige kidi,
and the noun following the verb.
tiang bania kibonga ni abugde.
Now, there goes one thing politicians have in common na Mbogi Genje, kutoeleweka. You can listen to them for hours on end na hautaelewa kitu. Their words are meant to confuse, and in most cases, both say what they don't mean. And last but not least, politicians admitting that they listen to Gengeton is a dirty game. Gengeton is a dirty game. Meagio kitu sana for long. Now, I hope this will not stop at the shout-outs, by the way. Our leaders should make, I believe they should, and I hope they will make serious moves in support of the music industry. Elsewhere, there's a head teacher. Ule head teacher wa Sicheke Primary School. Sicheke. It's a very, very interesting name. In Budalangi. He hit headlines this week for locking out fellow teachers out of school for coming to work late. Check out the story.
When tables were turned and the punishers became the punished.
We are demoralized. Kwa sababu wanafunzi ukiingia hapo wanaanza kucheka. Wanafunzi wanacheka tu, walimu pia wanataka kuwa caned. Walifikiria wanataka teacher anaenda kutupiga viboko.
It's no laughing matter, but at the Sicheke Primary School in Budalangi, rules are rules, and some teachers had broken them.
If a teacher can come at 8:20 and that's the time the lesson starts, how is he going to prepare himself or herself to start teaching?
The teachers were late for the first day back to class. They had to learn their lesson.
Kufika hapo tunauliza watchman. Nini? Hedia amesema nifungie walimu. Kwa nini ati mmechelewa? Sasa tufanye aje? Muende nyumbani mtarudi kesho.
Desperate not to skip class, the offending teachers had to find a way to get in.
Niliingilia kwa fence. Nilipitia kwa wao. Nikaingia. Baada akakuja nikamshikia waya tena na yeye akaingia. Albert akakuja akaingia. Sasa tungefanya aje?
Alafu utasikia mtu akisema ati head teachers don't teach. This story makes it feel like the head teacher is the teacher of teachers. Now after this, how do you even convince your students that education is the key na wewe mwenyewe umeingia na fence? But then again, this head teacher, I believe, should be promoted by the government to the department that should ensure that government projects are delivered on time. Maybe we would have a different story. That said, we have so much to discuss na guest wetu wa leo mazee. I can't wait. The one and only Lynn Ngugi joins us on the other end of this short commercial break. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back to the Wicked Edition. Asanteni sana for joining us for yet another classic episode. Maze guest wetu wa leo, vile nimwambia ni Madam Good Vibes. Team yake inamuita super producer. Na mnampenda for the stories anafanya kwa social media. Anavuruga sana pale YouTube. You already know who I'm talking about. Lynn Ngugi is in the house. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Nilikuwa curious sana na something I saw about you that umewahi kuwa waitress. For real?
Si ukweli.
Hizi vitu zote ulifanya when kama tuko na team member wetu anaitwa Kwacha aliniambia ulikuwa na act before.
Yes.
Tena story yako tena umeenda out of the country enda hustle rudi. Sahi unafanya production na content. Waitress iliingilia wapi?
Waitress ilikuja after nimemaliza shule. Nilifanya broadcast journalism, East African School of Media Studies.
Yes.
So after tumemaliza kukuwa na jobs, and I had a friend of mine alikuwa anafanya kazi huko Dubai. So akaniambia kanaweza enda kutafuta job huko. Big up watu wa Gulf. So nikaenda nikatafuta job Costa Coffee. So nimekuwa waitress, nimekuwa barista, najua kumake kahawa. Nimekuwa barista na waitress. So I know how to serve guests, kutoa vikombe, kuclean meza, kuosha hizo vyombo, kurinse, kupika kahawa, kutengeneza sandwiches. Yeah.
Hiyo ulifanyia Dubai?
Nilifanyia Dubai. Costa Coffee.
Wow. Ulikuwa unawekea watu kahawa na degree ya news anchor, media?
Vibaya sana. Saa ingine usikae tu ati unasema umesoma ati yomi sasa niko na hii hapa diploma. Me I have a diploma, not a degree, diploma in broadcast journalism. So sikuwa nataka ile, nilikaa home, hata umedrop CVs kila place, hata Nation Center, unaenda huko Capital, unaenda everywhere, una drop hizo CVs, demos, hizo vitu zote, but you know sometimes vitu hazifanyikangi saa hiyo unataka zifanyike. So ndio nikaenda Dubai sasa. Ukiwa tu passionate, unaserve watu kahawa bado ukiwa passionate. Unamaliza kahawa unaenda kuwatch Sophie Kenye huko, unamaliza kahawa unaenda it's lazima tu ujipush, ufanye what's there, kushinda ukae idol ukisema acha ni hangi diploma yangu ama degree. Because sometimes things don't work out as fast as you want them to.
Does that work anymore? Hiyo ya kwenda kudrop CV ukihope mse atakukall. As in, what are the odds that utapeleka CV ama utumie mtu CV yako kwa email and then they will call you back?
Mimi sikuwahi pata call back and we sent a lot. Tulituma demos mingi sana. My mama hata alikuwa sengine anakosa doa na ana have to save like 3K for a while. Ndio anipe niende nifanyiwe demo. Hiyo demo ukuje tena udrop CVs. Hello, nini, I just graduated, nini. I never got any call back, kama reply.
Then
Never.
I think basi that redefines kutengeneza CV kwa sababu you had to work in what you call CV ya Lynn Ngugi, but as a person. I think basi CV may change definition.
That's actually, I've heard it from you. That's now the correct way to phrase it.
Yes.
CV say may change. CV ni more of skill sets.
Yes, yes,
Putting
yes.
yourself out there, letting people know I'm here even before you get there.
Yes.
So ni lazima tu hizo passions zenye uko nazo uanze kuziput out there, then mwenye anakusource atakuona tu. But here kuandika, okay, maybe it works for some people, it never worked for me because I never got any call back.
The articles I've read about you, you always credit your team. Kwanza Edu, you should marry him.
Sinaona ndio ule pale. No, actually, no, you know, I've known Edu, now it's 11th year.
Friend zone.
Hata hakuna mwenye ame friend zone mwingine. We are all in different.
Ukisema hakuna mwenye ame friend zone mwingine, that means so many things.
It's never been like that even. I always say, Edu, hata siku brother zone. I always say he is my destiny connector.
No, as in, what is this thing with you ladies? Not ati nime brother zone.
No, but anyone who knows us outside work.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone who knows me and Edu outside work, Edu comes in as my big brother. Like
brother zone. Sorry Edu mazepole.
Ed, mi sitaki kumdescribea life yake, but he's in a space hata hakujai kuwa na kitu like me. It's just that I love the fact that Edwin Ochieng is really an incredible human being. Hakuna friend zone, hakuna brother zone. I don't have a brother in life. Si tumezaliwa mademu waine. He felt no,
he connected that destiny.
He is like for real. Hata nasemanga ratio yangu si lazima atakuwa hapo.
Woi. Yeah. That's worse.
See worse?
Hey, that is worse.
Naona venye anakuangalia pale.
No, hata sitaki kumwangalia because I'm thinking as a man.
Kingori siwache tu wake.
Wewe unaongea hivyo, wewe umeitaka kusikia Edu anasema nini?
Si anasemanga mimi ni sister. I've gone to most of his personal events.
Hata wewe kama ni Edu usikie mtu anakupangia space yako kwa rorashio yake, what are you left with?
Si mimi kwake nitachota maji kwa harusi yake na nitapikia watu.
Oh, kila mtu amepanga kwa rorashio ingine.
So
nyinyi mko hapo for other third parties. I think you would make a marriage that won't break. Kwanza when it comes to hapo kwa marriage, kuna story ulifanya ya madhi fulani amekaa over 20 years.
24.
Miaka 24. Day in, day out. Oh, Mungu atusaidie. Then, ukiona vitu kama hizo, do you even believe in marriage? Ama that's why Edu is where he is.
No, I believe. Sasa mbona unafanya hivyo? I believe in marriage. I know I believe in marriage. I know marriage works. Of course, hata ukifanya show za marriage zina break, kuna show unafanya za marriage zina work. So, I have seen people with wonderful, marriage inachukua both parties to make it work. If you want your marriage to work,
now the other party.
Exactly. If you want your marriage to work, your marriage will work. If you want your marriage to fail, your marriage will fail.
I don't believe that.
What do you believe?
That means unaweza chukua mtu yote and then decide your marriage to work. And
not
then it
like
works.
Attractions kwanza. Like kama wewe kweli utaenda tu kuja uchukue Lynn ati Lynn nioe marriage work.
Uko serious?
Niko serious.
Ati kama naweza
kama unaweza tu kuja unichukue Lynn nioe. Mimi naweza taka niseme Kingori, I love how your suit looks. I love you in a suit, I love you in a t-shirt.
As in any example ama you actually mean that?
Kwani unataka kunioa? Unataka kunioa?
Wewe unakaa umeka watu wengi sana. Akina Edu anafinyana hapo mahali wako.
Edu
ufike hapo mahali umefika sasa.
No. Back to like the truth though.
Yeah.
You
set the bar too high.
It would be wrong for me to sit on this chair and think I made myself be where I am.
Yeah.
I'm a product of people who believed in me. People when you walinishutia video when I had nothing. People who came, I keep saying I once shot a pilot and one good friend of mine, Gregory Kiwo, was there with an entire team. Studio tu kama you set up hivi.
Yeah.
And I never paid for a cent. And as you can see the lights, ku afford na hizi cameras na watu wote, wako behind the scenes. It's not easy. I'm a product of people who took a chance on me. And fortunately, right now, I'm working with one of those people, Edu. So it would be wrong for me to come and say, Kingori, mimi niko hapa, cause man, mimi nili hustle, nili make, nilifanya nini. Na.
The real reason.
Yes.
The real reason, Lynn is not Mrs. someone. Ni kwa nini?
Because I was in a relationship for 5 years and it never worked out.
5 years?
Yes, I was engaged even. Hata harusi ilikuwa inapangwa. It never worked out.
Na ni nini mna chemshiana after 5 years yenye hamkuona for 365 days?
Hata mimi hujiuliza hiyo swali sana. Why did it take so long?
Miaka 5.
Miaka 5. Hiyo mimi hata sasa nikipata mtu tuwezi enda miezi 3.
Why is that?
Because I think that's enough to know a person. Because I think I had known this person the first 1 month, and then as I told you earlier, ukiconnect dots, unajaribu kumikia mtu excuses. So eventually one day you wake up, you can't breathe anymore and you let it go.
Alikuwa anakusuffocate.
Na ni affect.
Then kuna mtu alimake suggestion juzi, I think alisema marriage, the concept of long term does not work.
No,
watu wakuwe wanakutana wanasema, niaje naweza kuwa na wewe for 3 months. Are you realize that's what you supported right now?
Alisema no, nimesema unaweza join mtu for 3 months na mkae long. Watu wangu wamesema nini?
Cheki niaje nimekuuliza hii short term ni poa. Lakini niaje can we 3 months.
Tujuane tu alafu tuache. Then to the next one.
Then you see whether you can renew the contract. When do unaweza decide kama contract zako ni za 6 months ama ni 1 year?
Maybe it will work for some people.
It would work, simple.
Yeah, it would work
Because
for
kidogo
some
kidogo
people.
kama mlikuwa meant to be, contract zenu zinaenda mpaka 60 years.
Mnaenda mkirenew tu.
I think that will be a concept inaweza work.
Maybe that's a good concept.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you gotten to a place ama umeipata mahali you would be willing to help ama you would want to help a situation, but then you don't know how to respond because of what human beings have become. Nitakupatia example. There was a time nilikuwa kwa barabara Mountain Mall usiku around 2 AM kitambo, before curfew. Watu wanaweza kuja kunichangamkia before curfew. So around 2 AM. Then I see a guy amebeba paper bag za shopping zimejaa, anatembea na kuna nyesha, and then I'm like, should I stop, give this guy a ride, because it looks like niki slow down tunaenda same direction. But then I decided to go, niende niambie makarao maybe wanaweza msaidia. That's an option. But the easy way ni kumwambia niaje, ingia twende. But when you play the possible outcomes za hiyo story, you don't know who this person is. Human beings tumeshafika place yenye we don't trust each other. What if you get carjacked? What if it's a ploy? And people use that. Ati kama sahi, imagine dem akisimama kwa barabara and you can't flag down a car because people think you're a carjacker and probably you genuinely need help. Do you think tumefika mali we just need to accept that that's how the world is? Ama hiyo ni moja. Na ya pili ni wewe mwenyewe as a person, have you ever gotten to a place yenye unaweza penda kuhelp but you can't? Because helping could be a risk to you too.
So may I keep telling even my team, your safety is your priority. If mtu amebeba, cause unataka kusaidia kabisa, but you are also not feeling safe. Ujui mtu ni nani. Ujui mtu, hii paper bag yenye amebeba iko na IKs nini ngapi hapo. Hawezi jua mtu, like you know you can't, even as much as you have a good heart. Yes, anatembea na amebeba shopping bags na anatembea kwa mvua. Mbona asijikinge hapo kando mvua iishe, alafu afanye nini? Aendelee na safari. Like you should be able to trust your gut feeling every other time, and your safety is paramount. If something does not look good to you, hata kama itarudi ikuwe hiyo kitu, maybe mtu alikuwa tu innocent anatembea kwa mvua, he will find his way eventually. It doesn't even have to be through you. It doesn't always have to be through you. this person will find their path eventually, because your safety is very paramount. Stop. Halafu mtu maybe ni kimawe amebeba hapo, so umemwambia unaenda wapi, halafu ushtukie boom, msee amepita na uso. Msee amepita na uso, amepita na face yako, umelalia kwa hiyo nini yako asha kuweka kando, anaenda. So sometimes usitake kuplay your role ya yenye unafeel hapa kumechomeka ni mimi, hapa kunaanyesha ni mimi, hapa jua imewaka ni mimi. People will eventually find their path and listen to your gut feeling. Ukisikia tu something is not hard enough, you know, tumejipata kwa noma most of the times because we don't listen to our gut feeling. Nimejipata kwa worst situations kosi kusikiza ile voice ya kwanza iliniambia linachana huyo mtu.
Umejipata kwa noma?
Of course unajipata nga.
Kwanza hiyo ni poa, wachana na huyo mtu. Hiyo.
Yeah, noma gani?
Hiyo yenye unasema gut feeling ilikuambia Lynn wachana na huyo mtu.
Si ni mingi. Like ni mingi ushataka kupika chakula.
Mimi nafikiria ni kitu personal manze. Niko nafikiria umeingia kwa mbwembwe.
Like there's a guy I dated from the word go like gut feeling ilikuwa.
Sasa ndio hiyo. Tupatie story. Usitupe story nusu wewe.
No, staki si ati I wouldn't want it when
hata jua ni yeye. Kwani umedate watu wawili? Kwani umedate watu azi?
See like from the
atajijua.
I would love to respect his space, but from the gut feeling, unajua, we are not compatible, but you are forcing things.
What are the signs you saw?
About, you know, maybe the things I like, he disapproves, maybe if he like, unaona, we are not compatible with this. Stop it.
Na ngoja. Hiyo ni kama saa unaweza acha mtu juu anapenda ice cream. No, as in. No.
See, like,
tunataka kusubstantiate. Tunataka tukuweke mahali.
Tuyuko aligned beliefs zetu na belief zake completely. It's a lot of sweat. Si kuokoka. Ni
usitupatie story nusu. I'm not doing this for me. Watu hata nisamehea.
Watu wagani?
Wanaitwa wadau.
No, like, okay, to be like in general, like when you are with someone, there are things that you like and there are things that person likes. So if that person does not disapproves or tries to divert you from your purpose, then you know this is not a safe place for me to be.
Now, what are your limits na kusaidia watu? In terms of the people you meet sometimes, the stories you do, unafika place unajiambia, sometimes you're even tempted to work with your own resources. I know you've done that. But when you do that, do you have a limit? Kuna theory. I like quoting my friend a lot. Si uargue sana. He's my argument guy. Anaitwa Kwach bado. Na Tom, they are part of my team CP, but mi uargue na Kwach a lot. Alikuwa anasema kitu fulani ya when people kama hii social media, people attack people who they feel is better than them. Ni kama unafeel mtu akona do kukushinda. You attack them sana, alafu ndio usote mkwe the same level. That's why wase celebrate, wase wakudish out do, wase wa handout, unaget. But then ukisota wanaanza kusema you are careless, ulikuwa unanunulia watu pombe, then where watu wa pombe ulikuwa unabaia wako wapi? So wewe in your experience you've met people who really need help, right? How do you draw the line in terms of this is where I can reach, ama unaweza peana iishe utaanza tena?
First, let me quote Oprah Winfrey. She says you can't give from a cup that's half full. For you to be able to give effectively, your cup must overflow. You want to make sure first your cup is full, and then, because that's the only way utaskia poa. When you can't give cup yako imefika hapa, it has to overflow, and then the stories I do, first to big up my fans, the people who watch, our amazing audience pale tuko. What happens is linatoangi hizi pesa kwa mfuko. My job is to air. Okay, kuna saa ingine unaenda unafanya show unaachia mtu 1500, hiyo umetoa tu kwa mfuko yako, shika, unaona, cause hizo circumstances umemwacha hapo, by the time show ikuwe aired, mtu labda ni nyumba anafukuzwa, show itakuwa aired 1 week later, ata survive aje? Mi usema penye inatoka ndio Mungu atarudisha. So I love my fans because hizi show nikifanya si ati Lynn tena anaendanga ana withdraw 1 million anasaidia mtu. unapata huyu mtu amesaidiwa na mtu wako Pokot, uko Kitengela, Kisumu, nini, they all come together to help a person. So unapata hata kauli mwachia 5k, si life yake imechange sasa. Si hiyo ndio kitu, hiyo ndio tithe ungetoa maybe. Si hiyo ndio ile pesa ungeenda pale ukule maybe KFC ama soda ama anything. Sengine hata naambiwa wangu Lynn uko na roho ndogo. So unasema you know you can't change who you are. You have tried being like mtu hata akiniomba pesa stampea, but if that's not who you are, that's not who you are. Na me I've never lacked. Even that's during our hardest days at home with my sisters, hatujawahi lack ati tunalala njaa maybe 1 week, maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days, but we always had something. Either ways munakuwa na kitu ya. So I've never lacked, and life doesn't have to be about ati ndio kuwe successful, cars, hotels, nini. Sometimes you never lacking is having that kati in the morning with 2 slices of bread.
Hey, manze, mimi, that's a very good way to put it. I don't think I have any argument that can beat that.
Thank you even for inviting me. I'm a huge fan of your show.
Thank you.
You do an incredible job, and I love the consistency. Si basi you blush tumalize show.
Thank you. Sasa ni vile nimefikiria wale wasi wanatu watch tangu tuanze show na kuambia manze you too, I'm also a fan of you. So, I appreciate your work. So tuko ni
fan
kama
of a fan.
Manze.
Fan of a
sure
fan.
I'm a fans.
We are fan of a fans ndio.
Asante.
Yes, so thank you guys for the support, and muendelee kuwatch Dr. Kingo. Dr. Kingori.
Na mwingie pia pale YouTube, just search Lynn Ngugi. Content yake itajitoa. Asante sana.
Ngumi Bex.
Ambwexe ni mbili. Hii ni mbili, moja ni ya Madocho, ngumi ni Jamo. That's it for the week. Asante. That's it for the week edition. See you next week. My name is Dr. Kingori.